Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Morning, Eva, Jeff, Rob. Let me know you can all hear me nice and clear. What a move. What a move we are having. All right, so everyone who's in the room, hopefully you're in this short for this bear flag retest of the lows. If you are, so I'm just going to deal with these people first. Make sure you're taking some partials into here. We know that buyers stepped up here. Beneath here, you can be looking for the move back down to close the gap. Good morning, John, Array, Asa. All right, so it just missed that 50-20 we were looking at by 15 points, but coming back down now. So I just want to go over a few charts and then I'll tell you what happened to me this morning. So on the daily, you can see overnight drove right back up to this daily resistance, top of the Bollinger. This was a huge gap up overnight. Remember, when we do moves like this overnight, we are thin in structure, which means we can very easily reprice back down, which is what we're doing right now on this H1 bar. All right, so we gapped up overnight into old supply. This is old supply right here. We tagged straight into it, found sellers this morning on the New York Open, and now we're pulling straight back down to the point of origin. Remember this blue line here, this is where we broke out from overnight. These are where the stops were. This was what I was talking about yesterday. A breakthrough 400 opened the door to a tag into supply. I would have loved to have seen this yesterday afternoon or even this morning rather than it happening overnight. It's what we were looking for on stream yesterday. It was a very obvious, easy trade. So this morning we're pulling straight back. Where are we pulling back to? We're now pulling back to 5-day moving average, VWAP, algorithms. I'm gonna have to turn these on for you. I turn all of these off when I'm not on stream because it clutters up, so I leave these on for you so you can see. Higher time frame algorithm, previous day high, previous day open, previous day close. So a full gap fill will be all the way down here. If it wants to do a full cash gap, right, cash gap fill, it would be all the way down to here. You have to be aware if we start doing this move back up. Now, remember what I said to everyone in Discord, you must be taking some profits into here off this bear flag. Right, reprice this, found sellers, you must take some profits into here. You can hold runners then for a breakdown into these levels. Hopefully that makes sense, lots to go through. All right, I am bullish if we start to put in a pattern down here, which is a bullish pattern. Until then, all right, just stick with the trend. The trend this morning currently is in a sell, but you have to respect these levels we're coming into. So what happened to me this morning? It is unlikely that I'm going to take another trade today, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a good example of knowing yourself and knowing tilt. I came to my desk this morning, and one of my accounts was down almost $1,000. I had a ghost order fill overnight. Now I've made a video for this. I've sent it to Apex. I might even post it on YouTube, but effectively it said that I was short around here, I think, and I woke up this morning here and I was down $200. Now luckily I was only short 2 micros. I had no order, there was nothing on the book, there's nothing on the tape, there's not even a fill showing on my chart, there's nothing showing on NinjaTrader, but I was down significantly. So what I did was I took that account off my linked accounts, made the video, recorded it all, I sent it to Apex, I told them I'd let them deal with it. Fortunately, we came back down near the entry point, so I closed it out for a smaller loss and I traded my other accounts. I shrunk my size right down on my other accounts because I was very aware that it's highly probable that I'm going to be on tilt today. So you'll see the account that's red, but fortunately I'm up $1,770 across these accounts. Very, very small across the accounts because I have to manage my emotions. I know waking up red to a surprise like that when I haven't put the order in, anything like that can really send me sideways. I can feel it coursing through my veins right now. I was very, very annoyed and upset when I got to the chart to see that. If it was my mistake, I could probably be okay with it quicker if it was an order I left on or something, but it wasn't. All right, it wasn't an order I left on. So we'll see what Apex does. At worst, I'm going to swallow, you know, a couple $100 loss. Fortunately, that's all it is. Hopefully, they get rid of it, and I'm up 2,000 on the day. Stephen up 1K from the move down and some of the move up, only practicing on sim. Good work. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Asa, Array, John, Michael, Marek. Good morning, everyone. So if you're in this short, all right, if we took this Bear flag that we just talked about towards the 520. If you took this short, nicely done. Make sure you're taking a partial here. Hold runners for here. Right, hold runners for the gap fill. If the market's truly going to get weak today, that's going to be a very, very nasty move down. Probably trapped a lot of buyers now. So have to think about where we're coming back to. Think about London and Asia range. Right here, London low, Asia range. If we get through that, there are stops here at the bottom of Asia at 274, and then obviously yesterday's low of day. Right, but I expect buyers to come in at some point, but this is a very, very aggressive move down, and it's happened with volume. All right, so thin up, elevator down. When we go thin up overnight, easy to get an elevator down. Yep, flow zone short is holding lovely. Off the sell signal this morning, bounce back into flow zones. Short here, this was just before a 61% retrace. There's your trigger short, cover points, runners, runners, runners. Yeah, nice and easy. If I wasn't on tilt, I would be in it, but I have to manage my emotions. I can absolutely feel it. Love to see 5850 on ES get raided. Let's have a look, Scotty. Yeah, back towards previous day low. That would be a nice move. That would be a very aggressive move if you could do that. I would be watching. Let me just clean my chart up here on ES. You're coming into a back test of some breakout areas. So anywhere from now, that 90 level down towards 72 looks fairly key. You've got the 5-day and a important algo level around 85-ish. But strong sell so far, strong sell so far. VIX is also on a charge. So they sold the VIX off yesterday, like we talked about, and it's on a charge now, 1950. So the low of the day was 1880s, and it's on a charge, 1950, 1960 almost. Let's see if it breaks through the flow zones, comes and back tests maybe that initial balance low yesterday in towards 20. Volatility is high. Per 1 minute, you're ranging between 50 and 25 points per 1 minute candle on the ATR. So just trade accordingly to that, all right? You can't be using big size in this if you're not going to allow the room for the stops. Hopefully lots of you caught that short. Very, very nice. Just missed our target that we had in the room of 520. We've got very, very close. But really simple, isn't it? You don't need to overcomplicate trading. We are in a sell, we expect a bounce, and we then expect a sell to retest this low. If we hold this, then we can think about bullish patterns. Now we're in a break of structure, so either trade back inside or fail lower. Momentum is downside. Stick with the sells until it proves otherwise. But just remember where you are in the higher time frame chart, like I always talk about. Remember where you are in a higher time frame chart. The buy will become obvious. We will start moving to buying conditions. When it does that, we will start taking out key pivots. But most of the market has gone green to red. Nvidia the only one green, and Microsoft also currently green. Reason for that was we had good earnings in some of the chip names. Also, ES hit an all-time high today. All right, hit another all-time high this morning. So people waking up, they want to take profit. So yeah, hopefully you can learn from me today how to deal with tilt. I know I'm green on the day, but I know I'm tilted. Until I feel this leave my body, all right, the stress, the cortisone, leave my body, I won't be taking another trade. I need to just calm down a little bit here. There was no shouting or anything like that. Those days are gone. I used to get very much like that. Definitely have smashed a few screens over my knees in many, many years of trading and gone through more of these than I can count. You know, just throwing the mice at the door when you're pissed off. Those days are well and truly gone. I know how to manage my emotions. I know what my trigger points are. We talked about that in a video on YouTube. I know what my trigger points are. Stuff like this, unusual circumstances when, you know, technology fails you. It's a big trigger point for me. So I'm going to give it 5-10 minutes, just let my body calm down. I'm nicely green on the day, so no big... Yes, exactly, Scotty. Lots of box breathing. If you didn't know, Scotty, I'm actually an instructor. passed my breathwork and meditation 2 years ago. So those that do the course, there's actually a module on that in my course on how to breathe when you're trading, how to reset your central nervous system when you've had a bad day. Morning, Ramus. Good to have you back. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Well, my wife is actually one of the top yoga and meditation teachers in the world. And I went through quite a big change in my life a few years ago. So I actually went and did 3 months intense breath work as a student first, not to learn to teach, just as a student for my own mental health. And I just found it absolutely amazing. Really changed my life. So then I became fascinated with it and started studying it, and then did a course on it for myself. Yeah, it's in the course. It's only a small module, but it's towards the back end of the course, Mindful Matters. Yeah, lovely short this morning, Chris. Even if you missed that first short out the gate, it gave a really nice bear flag. What we have to be aware of now is just the higher time frames. So we talked about this level, this green level on the H1, right? So this is where we broke out from. These were where the stops were yesterday. Those in the stream yesterday, we were talking about, I feel like this 400 is an easy raid to reprice back to supply. That's what we did overnight, breakout, retest. So don't get too biased yet for a continuation downside, because buyers might want to step back in here and run it back up. If we start failing these levels, we can think about this, right? So kind of right now is in, it's not no man's land, but it's in a key area of what higher time frame participants might want to do. We're basically on previous day high right now across ES and the Qs, and we have gap fill potential. All right, we have a gap fill potential down to these white lines. That would close the cash gap. So those holding shorts would probably expect to take a big amount off here. If we really start closing those gaps and dying under it, you've got to think what that means. We're going to go red on the daily bars, right? If we go through, this is open and close. If we go through here, this is a green to red move. So if it continues that, this is a daily sell move then. So always have that higher time frame narrative in your head. Had internet go right out of the open 2 days in a row. Oh, that sucks, GB. That's very annoying. How often does Apex or any of them screw up like that? And do they make you good on it? That is a good question. That is a good question, Lifetime Doji. I will be honest, I have never had a ghost order which has come like this ever. So I'm very interested to see how they deal with it. Coop in my room thinks they will ignore me, but I put together quite an extensive video. Now I've shown all the orders, proof that I wasn't in the position. So we'll see. Out of interest of customer service, I'm firstly interested how they deal with it. I haven't had anything like this for a very long time. What I would say is in their early days when they were expanding quickly, there were definitely occasions where our trader was going down a lot. People were getting, not able to get in and out of positions. Most of the time, they made people good on that. Not all the time. Most of the time, they made people good on that. But they haven't had issues like this for a long time, and I feel like this might be some weird one-off. So what I really want to know is how and why it happened, because what I have to make sure is nothing like this happens again. I've had it frequently recently where I go to close down Ninja and it tells me I'm in a position, and I might go to another chart, like another account, not my lead account, and it says I'm in a position, but I'm not actually in a position. So there's something between Ninja and our trader sometimes that doesn't quite work quite as smoothly as it should, for sure. So let's get back to the chart. Sorry. So continuation needs to be bear flag down towards here. Just be aware these are big targets here. So you will get people front running covers here. If we start doing this, you know what we're looking for. Definite liquidity up here now on the top of that old bear flag. I would say if we start breaking through this imbalance and causing something like this, we have squeeze potential. This would be target 1. Well, VWAP target 1, target 2, target 3, runners for new highs on the day. But for now, just respect the trend. But we're coming into, well, we've got 20 minutes till that initial balance. Volume yesterday was extremely low. Yes, it was very, very, very low yesterday. Very low. Especially on the ETFs, actually, more than anything. But what I would say is the ads and tick value was good yesterday, much better than that sell day we had. Yeah, so the ads and tick value to the upside looked much stronger than the sell day that we had the day before. So VIX also today, you need to watch VIX doing the dance between 1965 and sort of 1920, 1915. That's sort of the current range. But a breakthrough 1970 opens the door possibly to test IB low of yesterday at 1931. That will increase downside pressure on the market. So track yourself. Track not just when you're journaling your trades, track your emotions, right? Like I said, I know today I can feel the tilt in me. I can feel massive anger. And the easiest thing for me to do will be to oversize being pissed off right now. So I must not do that. So I'm going to respect how I feel. And I also have to remember, if they make this account good, I'll be up 2,200 on the day. That's not a bad day's work, especially when I traded a very small size. CL, no, I haven't really been watching CL, Scotty. I haven't been watching CL. Already missed those opportunities off the war events the last week. There's a big flush and then a big soak back up and then just dripping back down. But I don't trade it, so I don't really watch it. Bitcoin still in consolidation. Gold looking good, still trading at 700. Looks really good, gold. Really, really good. It's funny, gold trending up while Dixie trying to recover. I think Dixie recovers all the while we get into the election. Anyone watch the interview last night on Fox? What were your thoughts? No need to be nasty, I'm just interested in everyone's thoughts. Spicy interview that. Nice to see a little bit of tension building. I think Kamala really just needs to talk about herself and her policies rather than worrying about what everyone else is doing all the time. The finger pointing is not doing her any favors, in my opinion. I am neutral here. I don't vote. I'm not American. I just say what I see. I can't talk too much about it because our Prime Minister in England is an absolute joke. If any of you haven't seen it, a couple weeks he was requesting, Keir Starmer was requesting to have the hostages released by Hamas. And instead of saying hostages, he requested sausages to be released. Imagine being a prime minister and saying that on live TV. What a nightmare. People, I don't know, those who are Brits in chat, people were comparing him to Brian Bedondi from Face Jacker. That was my favourite character, which I think is amazing. Because he couldn't say, I think it was brother the other day in the Houses of Parliament, he couldn't say, but. Can't believe our world leaders right now are the choices we have. It's absolutely horrific. So watching, what I'd be cautious of is if they start reclaiming 5-day and this imbalance here and VWAP and they start attacking these would be the upside swing moves. Until then, remember, we build downside by going up, but if they start reclaiming key levels, you have to be cautious. Flow zones will then flip and you'll get that bullish move. Don't be early. If you're looking for the bullish move, don't be early for it, all right? Just let it set up for you. Gen 555, what does that mean? I'm probably not down with the lingo here. But yeah, I found the, it wasn't really a debate, the interview fascinating. It was short though, wasn't it? It was short. Apparently she turned up 20 minutes late and then wanted to stay longer, but her staff were calling her off. They were telling the Fox interviewer to get her off stage. They didn't want her answering any more questions, so that speaks volume. But yeah, be a really interesting run-in. I'm really interested to see how it affects the economy. I feel like things should hold up until we get through the election, and then I think volatility really starts to jump. As soon as that vote's done, within a week, I think things change. So far, if you're just watching like an M5, just every single structure so far is downside, yeah? Downside pressure on an M5. You're just watching bear flag after bear flag be built out. All right, downside pressure, bear flag, downside pressure, bear flag. Until we start flipping some of these and using liquidity, if we start to use liquidity, we can trade back into here. Oh, got you. Showing my age. So 555 is like a laugh. All right, I'm going to learn that. I'm going to learn that. So trading back to the flow zones, back to the 5-day. Remember what we said yesterday, right? When we're building out liquidity on dailies, what we like to do is trap between 5-day and 20-day, which is what we did yesterday. Notice what happened when we broke through that 5-day. Clean move upside. Now come back to test the 5-day. We're under it. Can we back test it? Do we fail, or do we just reclaim it, shoot back upside? Today was just seen as a selling opportunity for everyone to get long. Do shorts get trapped at low of day again? But these are the questions, right? ES approaching its VWAP just like NQ, so everything pretty much in good sync. VIX at that 1940 level, just mid-range on the day for VIX. You have 10 minutes left until the initial balance is printed. Five-day sitting right at 50%. 61 fib of this current leg on the lower time frame is right at VWAP as well. Yeah, lifetime flow zones work with absolutely everything. Anything, any stock, any index, anything that you're looking at is all exactly the same. Market runs off the same move, same patterns. So it's funny, like the other day when everyone was getting trapped on the small caps in, what was the ticker, drug? And I was saying, I don't understand how you're not seeing that this is clearly a long the last few days. So it's a breakout. This is where everyone got trapped short. All right, they were shorting here and shorting here and shorting here. This is long, like buy signal, buy signal. If you go to even slightly higher time frame, it's even cleaner. It's a 3-minute. Long all the way up until the flow zones show you the sell, and we roll over and we come back and we test key levels. Right, so it works on any ticker. It's the same thing over and over again because the market works the same way. No matter what market you're looking at, it works the same way. It works off swing points, daily higher time frame levels, and fibs. Right, so here's the test of VWAP and the 61 fib of this current leg. Right, 61 of the current leg. So I'm watching these 5 minutes. If we start reclaiming here, you have to be cautious. All right, if buyers start to take control here, to be cautious because we're going to shift back upside. Remember what we said on that higher time frame. This was a pullback to where we broke out from. It probably tagged the exact level we broke out from, which is this POC here. Yeah, right into it, where we broke out from. It's found buyers there now. Now, repricing the current POC, and it can reprice all the way up if it wants to see if sellers are still participating there. So we're using liquidity to the left. Remember, we're going to use this liquidity one way or another. Sellers either come in here or they let it through. This would be your target. Ideally, you'd want to see it build out some form of structure like this. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for this. ES right at VWAP. Buyers coming into the market. Look, they're coming into the market on the volume. You can see, there you go. So far, basically a partial gap fill, a breakout retest. So when you're long today, you have to be looking at the higher time frame levels, thinking about where sellers came in. You must respect those levels because we are trading inside overnight session and we're trading inside the weekly range. Which also means today, those that have done the course, look at yesterday, look at where it closed versus that Tuesday low. Think about what weekly model we're in, what we might want to protect, where we might want to go. Where we closed yesterday was really important on that weekly model. It's the opposite of what I wanted at the beginning of the week. So soon enough, these will probably start to curl. If we break above these pivot highs, definitely stops here. You'll probably find flow zones and deep pullback cross. And then if we're going to bid up, we're going to reprice all the way back up to where we found sellers. For now, just have to respect these moves. Wait to see if it holds. This would be the easiest long move there because it would trap enough shorts in. You don't want to be buying into this swing point high, right? You need to respect that. That's where sellers came in last time. But we are through the 61 now. So the reason we're in liquidity building phase up here is you're trapping between lower time frame and higher time frame algo. Once it gets above this, we'll go into a bullish phase. So I have to see now, how far does this pull back? Does it offer a bull flag? Or does it require deeper, and is its objective still to do a full gap close? It is odd that it came so close to a gap close and didn't do it. But remember, if we don't do a gap close, technically it means sellers have failed. We have currently just repriced an M5 in balance upside. Not the full thing, but we've repriced most of it. So see if sellers come back in here, or if they hold VWAP and trap. Again, I'm not trading currently. Definite tilt for me this morning. Can still feel my heart going, so can feel the emotion, the cortisol, the stress running through me, so I'm going to respect it. Should have been a magnificent day. Had I not woken up and been down over 1,000, would have been nice. So really the question is, what happens in this? Does it offer a pullback, a soak? Something like that would be the easiest thing to do, especially if flow zones are going to support it. Don't really want to be buying here where sellers came in. You can buy later if we bid above and hold. That's the other option. But so far, we are starting to hold this 5-day, the VWAP, the flow zones. On the book, you have sellers at 85, 75 and 85. Nothing huge there. And then 500, biggest order on the book currently. And then you've got sellers at 525, 537-ish, and 600. So does it offer a dip to soak? Watching ES as well, my side chart. It's just dangling underneath VWAP right now, so have to see how it acts here. Remember, structure-wise, this can go back and break structure to the lows until it puts in that higher low. It hasn't put in a higher low yet. We would need a higher low, something like this, and then a higher high above this, and then that is really screaming to us that shorts are trapped down here at that point. If it fails and comes back down here, we expect a full gap closure. Remember, structure-wise, this is what we expect until it holds a higher low. And that would still be an early signal, but it's a potential signal. That's why I was saying you cannot buy where we know sellers have been. So do they come in here and grab a bid here and soak it off this level, or is it going to get let all the way back through and we're going to go for that gap closure with a break of structure? Looks very heavy here. So previous day high, that's your red line there. Previous day high is what it's tagging back into. I'm going to be honest, I'm glad I'm not trading right now, because a big part of me wanted to not follow my rules and just slam long at the highs there. So it says a lot that I'm able to listen to my body right now and respect it. So nice soak off previous day high here. What's it going to do at VWAP? With a 3-bar move here, they can sell this again at VWAP. They let this through. It's interesting. ES is lagging behind. So sweep down, like we talked about, found buyers. This is where buyers had shown their hand. This is where sellers got trapped. This is what we just talked about. If it can do this move, it's got squeeze potential back up. Need ES to join the party though. Yeah, it does help that I'm already up 2K. That's a good way of putting it. In my brain though, Scotty, if I traded normal size, I'd be up around 7,000-8,000 this morning. So that's where my head's at right now. So I've got to shift that. Watching ES here. ES needs to get going through the VWAP. Remember, on the higher time frames, ES has had relative strength. It's had relative strength. So you'd want to see it be strong today. You'd want to see it really push. You'd want to see it reclaim VWAP and go for that squeeze, fill that imbalance of that big candle we had this morning on the way down. We have potential here. Remember, this was thin and fast. Thin and fast down. You have potential to fill it. The easiest way to see that, go to a slightly higher time frame chart. You can see this imbalance here, showing with that red box, thin in there. Easily filled. If we can get through, we're currently at point of control, right? If we can get through this, we can trade up towards 515, 520 fairly quickly. So it's another M1 imbalance here from the way down. It needs to flip this really. Get through that, opens the gate in my opinion. Starting to try and move into bullish conditions right now. Still early, all right, still early. Only one of the flow zones flipped and you're still beneath the deep pullback. The trend will happen when flow zones get above deep pullback and really we stack all the algorithms in the right direction, the lower time frame, higher time frame algorithms. And we're also into initial balance. Only just noticed that. So we're inside IB now. IB low, so we've rotated IB low to VWAP. If we get through VWAP, potential to IB high. Yes, definitely lagging here. Yes, is lagging here. Yeah, stuck beneath VWAP right now, so I'm watching that. Nvidia now green, Meta green, Microsoft green, Apple green. Amazon not far away, Google not too far away. Let's have a look. About 0.5%, there you go. Amazon now green on the day. Google about 0.5% down, Tesla 0.5% down on the day. Tyson, you're feeling some tilt? Walk away. Walk away if you're feeling tilt. Go and have a walk away from the screens. Is it because you've forced a trade, Tyson, or you're green on the day, or you're just not in a trade? Try and identify why you feel any tilt. That will help you in the future. If you can see what your triggers are, it makes a big difference. It's good that you've noticed it. That's really good. Now try and figure out why. And then journal that why and identify if there's anything that could have given you a signal earlier. For me, it's my feet. If I'm tapping my feet like this under the desk, it's normally a sign of some form of stress or anxiety starting to creep in. If I raise my voice, any like hitting, huffing, anything like that, early signs of tilt. Well, probably not early, probably late signs of tilt, if I'm honest. The feet's probably the earliest one. Foster Scott, good morning, my friend. Hope you're good. Okay, VIX approaching back towards its IBL here. So that 5,900 on the ES around about VWAP looks kind of key, doesn't it? Yeah, they're sort of holding this channel. Let's see if it's a parallel, probably not. Yeah, okay, that's the channel. That's your tapering channel leg. Break above, some of these will start to trigger potential squeeze outs. Because of the win streak gives you FOMO. Dude, you're down 150 each count. Tyson, you've been on a massive win streak, making thousands and thousands of dollars a day. Be okay with taking that as a loss. All right, bud? That's absolutely nothing. It's tiny. Eat the loss. If a good setup comes and you feel calm enough to take it, you take that setup. But if you're not calm enough, eat that loss, come back tomorrow. You don't need to make that money back today. It's a tiny amount of money. I think you've been having $5,000 days, $8,000 days. You really don't need to worry about that. Tim V, been trading 2 years, old guy retired, tired of, I'm guessing that's big losses, really can see your charts well. Bought the course, now just getting pre-market Discord and of course much more. Nice, Tim. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. Happy retirement. So we're building liquidity here, right here, building liquidity between higher time frame, algo and lower time frame. Buyers have shown their hand right here. This is the breakout retest, previous day high, previous day open and close. A full gap closure would be to here. If buyers keep coming in here and shorts get stuck in these levels, we can expect a rotation higher. Right now, it's just a question of if. We don't know, no clear direction. We are in lower highs and lower lows, right? So currently we kind of expect it to take this out. The question is, do they let it? If they don't let it, this is where they get trapped. There are still clear reasons for it to go lower. Remember, if it goes underneath the IB low and reclaims, this would be your failed auction, right into the gap fill. If it stays heavy under here, we can expect a trend down day. It's a big move overnight, and it's a big move in the New York session. 210 points, that initial balance, so we're trading inside a 210 point range right now. No need to force anything, no need to rush anything. Never got that full curl and breakout, never got the flow zones above deep pullback. This was the level they tried to soak off, previous day high where buyers were. Second attempt now, kind of expect it to at least come into here, if not lower. The key to this was the ES. ES cannot get above its VWAP. So ES has been the market leader and it can't get above its VWAP. It's approaching previous day high now with IB right below, which is very similar to where we're at. Okay, so the good thing is, in terms of at least current day, we're in pretty close alignment with the ES. In terms of higher time frame, NQ is way, way behind. ES hit new all-time highs this morning. Important we understand that. Sentiment on ES is still very, very bullish, right? Everything is profit taking and then we're making new all-time highs. Even that sell-off the other day, earlier this week, if you look at it at ES, all it was a pullback. They ran it up overnight, new all-time highs, sold some profits. Now we're coming back down to retest the areas that we broke out from. We have not extended today's range. We're sitting at old points of control. Breakout retests. Remember, these are yesterday's point of control, day before's point of control. Here was the stop run at 400 we talked about on stream yesterday, broke out over it. Today we're just testing it. We're filling these imbalances overnight, which are thin volume that we moved up from, trying to see are buyers going to participate in here. If buyers participate in here, we expect at least to push back up into these areas, into the 520s, 550s. If we break out of that, tons of stops up here at 700. That move here, this stop run here, might take us back to all-time highs, right? There might be enough swing stops in there to do it. I'm not saying it happens today, tomorrow, but if they can do that over the next few weeks, that might give us the impetus back to all-time highs. Now, I'm not sure we're going to get back to all-time highs. I very much felt like they would dunk the market once it had done the gap fill, which is what they've done this week. But if we bid up there, I will be very flexible because the Bollinger Bands are now starting to point upwards. We've held the 20-day, the mean reversion can be complete. And if we reclaim the 5-day and we start trending up between the 5-day and the Bollinger Band, it's very much an opportunity for upside moves. So in here, you've got a microstructure of basically a flag like this. Breakout here will open that gate. Again, personally, I want to see ES get going. Now have equal lows here, and they're protecting this previous day high. This is previous day high, dunked under it. They're looking to protect it for now. So here's your shove back in. If ES gets going here, maybe we get that squeeze trigger. Very close. It's very hard to take this long for that break when we've got that deep pullback and VWAP and resistance right above us. But maybe that's what gives it this squeeze potential if it goes. Just looking at the tape. Seller at 450. Big engulfing candle here. Nice and balanced for the move up. So I'd want to see it hold at least 24s now for potential continuation higher. If it lets go of this, then we're going to sweep these double bottoms and come back to low of day. So for me, it would have to hold sort of 25 for a potential squeeze type move. Easy to be patient. How much do I trade to that target? To what target? To holding. I hold runners as much as I can. I normally trim quite a lot and then I'll hold 1 or 2 micros. When I'm trading well, I'll hit the target. If you go back on this stream and look the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, there's plenty of times I've been holding 200 points plus with runners. Especially when we're in trend, right? When we're in trend, Trading Wizard, it's much easier to hold the runners to liquidity pools. Much, much easier. And what I mean by trend, I mean multi-time frame trend, right? So when everything's lining up, which we don't have right now, but when you have higher time frame, like weekly, dailies, 4 hour, 1 hour, 50 minute, 5 minute, and 1 minute, all saying that they want to go higher, it's really easy to hold runners to targets. When we're trading inside previous days and previous weeks ranges, much, much harder, because you've got much higher resistance levels, right? So we've got constant supply, 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 demand, demand, demand. So really we're trading between this and this right now. It's much easier if we were trending, right? If we're multi-time frame trending, if this is the lower time frame, this is the higher time frame, it's much easier to hold here, to target here. That's why my favorite markets are trending markets, but we're only in trending markets over multiple time frame around 30% of the time. A trigger for a trade back up. Well, I'm watching ES. ES can't get through VWAP. I would want to get above this and base. Right, above this downtrend, I'd want flow zones to start getting through the deep pullback. I'd want to see engulfing candle, pullback hold, and start to show that buyers are in control. I'd be watching this level here very carefully in case they bet bull trap above it. But right now, look, we're respecting this channel. We failed this imbalance. I said it would have to hold this imbalance. Now I expect these lows to get taken, and I expect us to come down here. As soon as we failed that imbalance, it showed that buyers were stuck. There you go. So sweeping those now, and now we probably approach towards the lows. So it's always and if or, right? There's always two options on the table, and it's important you think like that as a trader. Otherwise, what happens is you get overly biased. So if you're like, I'm bullish here, and you didn't recognize, like I said, it had to hold 25, the moment it fails 25, sellers in control because buyers got stuck. Buyers basically bid up here, hoping for the breakout, and it didn't come. So they stopped out here, which caused this bigger flush move. It had easy targets here, triple bottoms to aim for. Now I really expect it to try and rotate to the IB low. The only difference here will be is if we get an SMT, because ES is very close to taking out its low of day. Remember, gap fill potential is down here, lower part of this channel. We're in a parallel channel. It has gap fill potential to here. It's building liquidity right now. The tricky thing with this short is where you are on that higher time frame. Right here. Right into levels of interest, right? We rebalance this H1 into old points of control, into the area we broke out from. Maybe it can come all the way down here into, we might as well call it 300, 320, but really we broke out from the stop run around 390, 400, 380, 400. So right now you don't have multi-time frame alignment is what I'm trying to say. Right, high time frame buyers are in this market from around 380, 370 trying to hold it up. Short time frame sellers are in this market from about VWAP, so we're trading between the two. If they start getting, like, agreeing that we're going into a sell or a buy, you get bigger moves. This level here now looks like a very obvious stop level, the more we chop between. But the deep pullback has held all day so far. All right, that deep pullback flow zone has held all day. When waiting for a break and base, do you have anything that helps with a run away market, or do you just wait for the setup and let it run away, and if it doesn't pull back? Yeah, exactly. I don't like being a breakout buyer in markets. If you get a big engulfing candle that comes on a break here, it's not going to let me draw it. Let's say you get a big engulfer and it doesn't pull back. I'll just wait for some more structure up here to form and then take it right above this. Ideally, it pulls back or offers something, but if it doesn't, I'm either looking for my flow zones, a way to join in, big momentum cloud. But what I won't do is just buy a candle because it's moving up. If I see good volume coming in on a break, sometimes I'll try and take it if I feel like one side's really stuck. But right now, you'd have to be very careful of a failed breakout of something like a sweep. I wouldn't want to be buying up here, right? Because if it's just going to steal that liquidity to come back down, you're going to get very annoyed. Right now, like I said, I expect lower prices right now. Once we came through that 25, expect lower prices into the IB low. We've taken out this double or triple bottom. Kind of expect, I know they're trying to protect this, but if this fails, the easy target IB low and gap fill. Again, watching ES as well. The issue is, right, what normally happens is when you get short, you end up chasing the market down here, and then it does that. And when you get long, you end up maybe chasing here early, and it slams on you. So it's just waiting. The hardest thing to do is actually to wait. It's the hardest skill to do in trading, is waiting for that setup to be present. They're just EMAs. They're Fibonacci-based EMAs. So everything on these charts, yeah. So EMA-based, SMA-based, fibs and levels that I know the algorithms are checking on multiple time frames, just from a lot of back testing. So like the last few days, we are still trading in the weekly range. And really, we're actually in a range day. The range is big. Until we extend outside these, we're not technically in a trend day. We're technically in a ranging day inside the initial balance. I'm guessing this is around 50%. So 61 of the IB and 61 of the high, I'm guessing. Yeah. Funny how they do that. They already know where it is. They've already decided where the low is because they make sure that that pivot is at the 61. It's amazing. Bang on the 61 before they've even put in low of day. Back testing. Well, both Ninja. I use Ninja because I actually had this built into an algo on Ninja if I wanted to use it. And also just months and months and months of replay. There's also a guy, I haven't seen him in chat recently, Jerry Roberts, who only takes my sell and buy signals. He ignores everything else. He only takes the sell and buy signals. He's back tested it, I think, for over 5 years now. And he's shooting a very nice win rate on it. Just checking that news coming in our Discord. Check what that is. Some China bank news, I think I just saw the headline. So coming for that low of day check like we talked about then. Once it failed, the trend continued. Right, so remember, big trend down. Just think about structured big trend, pull back. Pull back, we expect this. Might not get it, but that's what we expect. We know that buyers have stepped in here. We know this is the initial balance low. We know that this is the open and close. This is your gap fill level. SPY and QQQ ETFs very close to that gap fill level, both leaving high of day at the open, right? So initial balance and high of day at the open. So as a warning, I might not be here on Monday. Aaron, the algo is for free for anyone that does the course, right? So there's 2 algorithms. Or do you mean the one for Ninja? I haven't given the one for Ninja out yet, but this one on TradingView is free. Anyone that does the course gets it for free. And there's another one as well. The Ninja one, the reason I haven't given it out yet is because it keeps producing errors every now and again on runners. And if you're not managing it, it can cause real damage to your chart. So until I'm able to fix that, I won't be making it live, because the last thing I want to do is get you guys in trouble. But if I can fix that, we can sort something out. But yeah, frustrating. There's been years and years of work gone into it between me, a guy called Coop, another guy, Razorback, has a very similar algorithm, but they keep producing the same issues on runners until we can fix that. We've gone through numerous coders to try and get it done, and we cannot find a solution to it. So once that's done, we'll make it available. Are there any different pivot indicators, or are they all similar? What do you mean on pivots for TradingView? I mean, there's 2 types really. There's standard deviation pivots and fib pivots, and I think that's pretty much it. And the one on TradingView has both plugged into it, if that's what you're talking about. So that approach on the IB low then, coming up across the indexes. ES very close to taking it, sitting right at previous day high, very similar to NQ. So far, it looks like they're trying to protect it. They're trying to protect it where buyers came in before. They're trying to protect it. Really like to see a failed auction underneath, really. Or just an auction underneath, don't mind which. So we don't short IBL. As a rule, we know we do not short the IBL. We wait for it to break it and show it wants to do a trend continuation. The last thing you want to get caught in is shorting the bottom of a range. So if you're on the stream, please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, please, please, please. Do me a massive favor. Let's sort this stream out. Just notice this. Clean that up a bit. That's a bit better. Yeah, please drop me a like on the stream. Share it with your friends. Sure, Trading Wizard, like, happy to look at people. Honestly, we've gone through so many right now. One team even stole an early version of the algorithm and used it for themselves, which really upset us. So made it hard. Am I from the UK? Yeah, originally, yes. I live in Los Angeles, but I am from the UK. West Sussex originally, and lived in London for, I don't know, how old am I now? 25 plus years. Still own a house in London, in Leighton. Is that where you're from? 60-hour trader? Went there once, okay. Okay, so for now, protecting this initial balance low, didn't even come and take it, all right? So again, buyers stepped in there this morning, protecting this level here. I'm gonna extend this out. Same things are applying over and over again. I would want to see ES show a willingness to move higher for me to think about a long in NQ. All the time we're trapped in this range. I'm really not interested. I don't want to get caught shorting near the lows. We still have gap fill potential to here. Flow zones are still down. I know VWAP's here, 5 days here. You have to just, what I'm basically saying is the best location for that short was here, right? And maybe even a reprice in here. Right now, as we're like a basketball that's getting smaller, right, one side's going to break. You don't want to get caught in the liquidity building phase. Like, let it use everyone else's liquidity, let it trap everyone else, then you can come in and do what you want. Hopefully most of you got some of these, right? Nice sell signal here in Discord. We called this one just before stream. And I said you had to be careful of a reprice of this for the sell. Now we're into liquidity building. You can see the candles are starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Direction is becoming less and less clear while it starts to trap people. Yes, another attempt at previous day high then and IB low. VIX now trying to base around that 1950 midpoint of its initial balance. So the VIX will give us clues today as always, right? VIX will give us clues. For an upside move on this market today, we would need to see VIX really trade beneath 1920s. Beneath its initial balance would be really nice. The key level yesterday, if you remember, we said VIX will come all the way down to 1920 if we were going to have that trend day, which is exactly what happened. Yesterday we fell 21 and we dripped all the way down and overnight hit 1920. We've now hit that key level, so we might expect a bounce on VIX, which is what's trying to happen right now, but it's stuck in the midpoint of its initial balance. Oh, nice caps. Nice caps, yeah. Most of my friends and family are in and around Brighton. But my really good mates are all in Brighton and Hove. Spent a lot of time there growing up. Went to school down there. Might go back one day. Weather's a bit shit compared to California though, so makes it hard to go back, but definitely miss my friends and family who are all still in Sussex pretty much, other than those who have left. Lots of guys live internationally now, friends in Singapore, Korea, East Coast of America, Dubai, Australia. Crazy. Marek, not today. Not today what, my friend? My wife's job. We left in just before COVID, like a week before. Was that 2019? 2020? I don't know. 2019. Feb 2019. Yeah. My wife's job is why we left. We thought we were going to be here for a year or 18 months. 5 years later, we're still here. Oh, the weather. Yeah, I get it, Marek. Yeah, it's been a bit iffy, hasn't it, last few days? A bit overcast. Not been amazing. So this volume, you can see it's been tapering off as we're starting to go sideways. So big volume in the day, then off this bounce here, volume came in. This was kind of showing a bit of exhaustion down here, this big volume here. So unless we break that, we're just going to trade sideways in a range. Where's this volume candle? I would say right now between 62 and this low, 68. Still a decent range there actually. It's about 100 points. But this is the range, right, of the two pivots shown by volume right here and right here. Right, exhaustion here, a drive up here, and some exhaustion of buyers here. So this is where you're trading between. Eventually something will give. It will either auction down, failed auction down, auction up, or just auction above. Yeah, LA's cool. I like LA. I like LA. I just think it can be quite expensive. Not quite expensive, really expensive. I do like it, but I definitely miss Europe. I miss Spain and Portugal, and living in the UK. I used to travel a lot. I was on a flight at least once a week. I'm definitely craving a move back there. So here we go. Another attempt into that initial balance low. What's the time here? New hour candle. So ES now broken its IB low. ES is approaching the gap fill. Coming into previous day close here, which is stacked up with the higher time frame algorithm and the 5-day just below. So we have to see how ES acts here. Do we get a failed auction on ES after a sweep? And do we stay inside of the initial balance on NQ? If we get that, there's potential for SMT. What I mean by that is a divergent play where one sweeps the low, one doesn't, and then we trade back upside. But let's just be patient here, let it run out. Yeah, it's so easy to get around in the EU or in Europe. So easy, jump on a flight or jump on a train. Got lots of friends right now at ADE, Amsterdam Dance Event, and you can get a train from London Pancras straight to Amsterdam, straight to France, straight to Belgium. Book a lunch on the train and have a bottle of beer or a glass of champagne. Such a nice way to travel. In the US, you can't even have a beer outside, like in public. It's just a different way of living. So many rules here. Like, I like to have a nice whiskey and cigar, and I'm not allowed to smoke in my house, which is fine. I'm not allowed to smoke on the balcony of my property, which is ridiculous, and I'm not allowed to smoke outside. So where am I supposed to have a cigar when I want to have a cigar? I have to go to a cigar lounge in Santa Monica where you can only smoke cigars that you pay for over the counter. I recently, well, not even recently, about a year ago, went with a friend of mine, and for 2 cigars, right, they were Monte Cristis, but to sit there was about $350. I mean, madness, absolute madness. Let's just take all your money all the time. Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? The trains from St. Pancras, so good. Normally, like, I would be in Amsterdam this week. Normally, back in the day when I was still doing lots of music, which I still do, but I don't tour anymore. And I used to love getting the train over there. Fun week. So here's the initial balance low test, right? So finally doing as expected. I'm not going to read that out, Scotty, but yeah, that exactly the point. All right, so what you have to be cautious of here is if they complete this cut, if they build a new handle, ideally that handle would be built underneath for a run back to here. But if they hold this, failed auction trade upside, it's the same thing. Nothing's changed. What we're talking about over and over again, nothing has changed, right? ES has filled its gap. I'm just going to check that on the ETF. Yes, okay. SPY and ES has filled its cash gap. The QQQ has not. All right, QQQ has not. Cash gap's down here on NQ. Hasn't filled it. Protected the IB low for now. So we might have divergence here if ES and SPY trade back inside range. Really nice from the ES, all right? Very accurate. There's the white line for the cash gap. Hopefully you can see that. All right, so tag the cash gap. This is the high time frame algorithm and the 5-day. So lots of reasons for intraday shorts to be covering there. Watching this 10-minute candle on ES. It's inside its initial balance now. So far, looks like a failed auction on ES, but we haven't got a closure on a 10 minutes. Have a look at the 5-minute. Yeah, no closure on a 5 minute either. Got another almost 3 minutes left. So, but it is trading back inside its range. So this is the high right now, which made the low, which will time out perfectly with a break of here. So be careful of a sweep, but otherwise base above, run back up, same levels. VWAP, lower time frame algo, pivot high all the way up here, and definitely liquidity here. Cannot long until it proves itself there. Yeah, I really miss Europe. And one of my friends from Toronto right now, he moved to Portugal about 6 months ago, and I'm in regular contact with him. I get very jealous the amount of times he's posting like a pastiche and coffee in the morning, which is costing him, you know, the equivalent of $2. I think a Starbucks here for me, you know, from just having a coffee is like $7. Plus tip, they want a tip on everything now. You even go into a shop and you buy a pair of jeans and they flip the screen around asking for a tip. I'm like, what have you done? You haven't even acknowledged me walking in and you want a tip. Are you fucking mad? It's fucking, pardon my French, really, it grinds my gears, man. It really grinds my gears. Okay, so another minute and a half for this 5 minute candle to close inside the initial balance on ES. Yeah, Matt, Portugal has 300 days of sunshine a year. It's in the top 5 places in the world to live in terms of cost of living versus quality of life. You can surf in Portugal. It has very low crime rate. Look at this trade up, beautiful, protecting. So now, what's tricky now is how close these targets are. I'm interested in a long here, especially if we get a 5 minute close on ES above the IB. I am interested in that long. The only iffy thing is leaving these bottoms here so close, relative equal lows, but we are breaking above this clear channel. Just gonna let this ES close. Yeah, surfing's good. Food's really good. Drugs are decriminalized, all right? So you've got less issues with all that stuff. Taxation's low, max of 20%. I think you can get a golden ticket. I mean, I can get an EU passport, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so many positives for it. Property prices low. Same with Valencia in Spain. That's another area I've been looking at. That whole area from Barcelona down to Alicante, I've been looking at potentially buying a place there and moving. Nobody is fat, Matt said. Yeah, they've got good football. I can go and watch football. Rugby, not so good. Definitely miss that. Are there Walmarts in the UK? No, but there are Asda, so it's the same company. So it's called Asda in the UK, but it's the same as Walmart, same mother company. Looking good here. So here's your closure, and it looks like this is going to trade up now. So if you're in this long, looking for a squeeze up, you've got to be careful here until it proves itself as your counter trend. But now breaking above that pivot looks pretty good. Just remember, you've got VWAP right above you. So be cautious here if they come in and slam it. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, Matt. VIX trying to trade back down, right? So VIX failed towards IB highs, trading back down towards IB low. So need to see if a pullback holds here for a higher low, higher high setup on a 1 minute chart or a lower time frame chart. Ideally around here, 15-ish, something like that would be good. Squeeze through VWAP might really open the gate for an upside move today, especially if VIX starts breaking its lows. Pajama wearing fad in the UK. I don't know. I've never worn pajamas. I have no idea. So maybe someone else can talk about that. I don't know. UK definitely has its own look. You know, I don't miss like the roadmen wearing their Nike TNs and balaclavas where it's still like, you know, not even cold. Nicking your phones when you're walking down the high street is definitely a problem. They're all carrying knives. That was one of the main reasons I couldn't wait to leave. 13-year-old kids carrying knives trying to mug you for your phone. Real gang problem in the UK, well, definitely in London. Real gang problem. Looking good here, team. Looking good here. Oh, sorry, got the spam call. Hang on that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you here. Do you want me to draw out these liquidity levels for you, or do you all have them on your charts? I never know how much zoomed in you want this. Yeah, the pubs in the UK are really good. The clubs are really good. Clubbing scene's really good. Pub scene's good. Bar scene's good. Restaurant scene's really good. Everyone said restaurants in America are amazing. Sorry guys, just not having it. Just not having it. Food in London and in the UK is really good, as it is in the rest of Europe. I feel like all you've got here is like just everything's so Americanized, like, and the food quality here, my gut has been terrible since I moved here. You've got like corn syrup in everything, like something like 70% of the foods in America wouldn't pass EU legislation to be sold because they're so bad for you, full of sugar. Like even the bread here tastes sweet. That's bizarre. Short thesis still in play. Not for now, Scotty. It's possible, yeah, but like I don't. Now we've broken above this pivot, and we're holding above this trend. I think it's a liquidity run on these guys' stops, and this guy up here feel like a fairly obvious move. It might want to do this first, but the fact that it's protected its IB low, and that ES has already filled the gap now. The chances now of it going for a gap fill down here become a bit lower. Well, significantly lower. So effectively, I don't know if you're trading smart money stuff, but effectively you had an SMT where ES filled its gap and NQ stayed inside the IB. So this was an SMT, and now we're bidding up. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 1 minute pullback, 9, 10, and that pullback still didn't break a low. So we're shooting straight up here. So shorts are trapped basically at the low of day, at the IB low, what we always talk about. You cannot get short in front of that IB low. Looks good, basically like a W. Well, easy levels to go and run now. These look like easy liquidity pools levels to run. This VWAP here will be key. Same for ES. ES isn't through VWAP yet. Mag 7 now, all green other than Tesla and Google. And those won't be too far away. In long at 414 off the SMT 414. Very nice, dude. Yeah, so you're already up really good on that. Good work. There you go, Tyson. You got rid of that feeling that you had. You were down a little bit. Now just make sure, don't let this trade go red on you. Make sure you're going to end at least flat on the day. And then shake it off. If this goes for a squeeze for you and you get all the way up to 505, you'll be up, 90 points on the trade. Be amazing. But just make sure you lock in profits on this trade. Get at least flat on the day. Then you can walk away and start fresh tomorrow if you need. Yeah, good man, good man. But this is looking pretty good here. ES coming for its test now. ES coming for a test of VWAP. When I'm saying a test of VWAP, dangling around that 900 level. Notice how the flow zones are now looking to support action. If we get momentum clouds through deep pullback clouds, you can potentially have a move. Remember, if we take out VWAP and we take out this liquidity, the next move would be back to IB high. Right. So I would say stops are at 65.25, and then 505, that 500 level is going to be key. Through that opens the gate for a move back towards high of day. ES VWAP check right now. 5897. Yeah, nice. You're all looking very good in this. Very, very good. Sticking to the rules, you're doing very, very well. So expect a pullback, and then you need that pullback to hold. For me, I would want that pullback to hold around at least 18, right? Somewhere down here where these wicks were, where sellers were, I want them to become buyers. So where we had pop sellers, I want them to become dip buyers, get out break even, somewhere around this level, okay? And then I want it to reclaim VWAP. It needs to do something like this from a structural point of view, right? So here is your changing character, pull back inside. I want this to hold and then move higher. If that doesn't hold, I'd be very, very cautious. I would not be interested in another test of low of day. Yeah, trading hours in Europe are very, very appealing to me. Yeah, because I could get up in the morning, I could trade, if I wanted to trade a bit of London session, if it was good. So like today, I could have caught that long, which would have been amazing. Then I could go to the gym, go out with my wife, go and get some food, go for a surf, do whatever I want to do, hang out with friends, come back in the afternoon, evening, trade the New York Open. So I've got 2 chances to take some good trades. Really appealing without me getting up at 5 a.m. every day or 5:30 a.m., which is definitely wearing on me. Years of doing that now, 5 years of doing that, it is exhausting, absolutely exhausting. Not good. Not good for my sleeping habits. It's not good for my socializing either, because I do not want to go out at night anymore because I'm so tired. By 8 o'clock, I'm ready to sleep. And then you end up going out at the weekend with friends, and then you're exhausted come Monday. So that said, I might take Monday off, team. It looks like I'm going to be going to the Formula One in Austin this weekend. So I'll be away Saturday and Sunday. I'm booking my flights today, but there's a good chance I'll go out Sunday night and fly that Monday. But I'll let you know, definitely let everyone know before the end of the week. ES failed VWAP there. Okay, ES failed VWAP there. Just keep your eye on that. Oh, Monaco is an amazing place to live if he's living there. Incredible place. So ES failed VWAP, VIX at that IBL. Remember, 2020, key for VIX. Do you want me to zoom the M1 chart in? Or do you like it like this so you can see more of the range that's going on? Really want ES to get through VWAP for us to have thesis to go higher, like I keep saying. It's had relative strength. If it cannot show relative strength, you have to be cautious. So really, ES needs to get through VWAP. NQ needs to hold these levels we're coming back into, like I just said. This is the level on the pullback which really needs to hold. This dreaded range. It's just above where we ranged yesterday, but this is the same levels as we were in for a lot of the back end of last week. Just looking at the dailies. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday last week, all this range. We still look good multi-time frame, daily. We look good all the time we're holding this, but you'd really want to see a close today above 16 or 20s. and 50s, 420 to 460. A close above that today can open the gate for a move higher. Multi-time frame move higher I'm talking about. So holding those dips for now. Remember there's a slight imbalance here on the M1. Up in 237. Yep, so I'm definitely going to Austin. Just got a text now. Amazing. So I'm going to book flights today. Be at the Grand Prix. Full 60-hour trader, full time for about 6 years, but I've been doing it on and off for a long time, 15 plus years. I was going to do it as a job. I was offered a job in Cairo and also one in Dubai. That was, how old am I now? Almost 20 years ago, 16 years ago, and fell into another career. Ended up having a pretty good music career. Sorry, my phone is absolutely popping off now because we've all got tickets. Let me put this on quiet. Everyone's excited now that we're going to the Grand Prix this weekend. Should be fun. Yeah, so I fell into another job. I ended up getting to music and having some pretty big records and touring the world for over a decade. And came to the States and decided I didn't really want to tour anymore. Wanted to actually spend some time with my wife and see her rather than be on the road living out of hotels. Basing out here pretty well. Still not through that M1 imbalance, the bearish M1 imbalance. VWAP still above. So we've got bearish stuff above us on both indexes right now, but a break through this can open the door. My old music's on, is everywhere. I'm not going to give you the name. Paul, how would I approach London sessions in terms of initial balance and order flow to create trade ideas? Exactly the same. Your initial balance is always that first hour of trading. Yeah, so London Open, just mark out that first hour. Same with Asia Open. Right, testing this same level here now. So 37 to 40, potential if we get through that and VWAP to open this gate. Everyone's really inquisitive now, aren't they? Okay, I'll tell you. If you go and look up an artist called Tough Love, you'll see all my old stuff. We were a duo. So I did a lot of records. I've probably got over 200 records out. I used to be signed to Island Records. I used to own a record label at Sony Columbia. I'm retired from it now. So he's still going, still my best friend, still talk to him every day. We still do work together, still have lots of businesses together in music, but I don't participate in any of the touring or anything like that. Yeah, VIX is dropping. It's through its IBL, coming and testing that 1920 level that we talked about. Very, very key. I want to see if we squeeze up here. What type of music was it? House music. House music. I was fortunate. I worked with a lot of people. Everyone from Jamiroquai to Genuine, Clean Bandit. Everyone. It's good fun. It was good fun, but I was on the road a lot. I got to tour the world, South America, America, China, Russia, Ukraine, all of Europe. Lots of seasons in Ibiza, every year in Ibiza for like 16 weeks a year for 10 years in a row. Residencies at Amnesia, Privilege, all these places. Nice squeeze up here. Right, through VWAP. Watching ES to see if it's going to participate and join. James Huxley. I mean, if you want, I'm not in the industry anymore. Not much I can do with it. I'll take a listen. Just send them on Twitter to me, at Flowzone Trader. Nice squeeze up here, off that VWAP squeeze. So remember now your targets are in towards these highs. Okay, so probably a lot of stops at 66 and above that at 508. Yeah, probably trading was it. I went out a lot, but I was honestly, I was gigging a lot back in the day. And there was one period where I think in 7 or 10 days, I think I did 23 flights. Ended up needing a drip for exhaustion. So yeah, it's a tough career. People think it's easy. It's a tough career. My old DJ name, Huxley, was Tough Love. You've got a good DJ name. Huxley's a sick DJ. Yeah, that's me. If you're from the UK, you probably knew some of my stuff or probably heard it. I had a radio show for a long time. The other Huxley stole your name. He's a good dude, man. Good people. Yeah, that was me. Fortis, that was me. Me and my business partner, we were a duo. Yeah, good for you. So move working out like we talked about, didn't it? So really basic principle here. These were the sellers. Like we said, once we broke through, we expect those sellers to become buyers and we expect a run up into these levels. Everything we talked about playing out very, very nicely. Yeah, Paul Van Dyke, I remember his stuff. Trancey. So the squeeze looks on now. The squeeze looks on. We're breaking this channel. They're going to want to target towards 500, 505. Really nice. So well done, everyone that took that dip that we talked about. You had the buy signal, dip into the flow zones, held the high time from algo into this key level here that we broke out, pull back, and we go. All right, so now you're looking for continuation into this. If they really turn the jets on, we can get all the way up there. We can definitely get all the way up there if they turn the jets on. It's thin down. Remember, this move down this morning was very aggressive, very quick, without much structure. Once we get through this, there's no structure till up here. And that's my guy, Tyson. Good work. So all you had to do was wait. Yeah, all you had to do was wait. Once you got that SMT, you recognized the shift, you got long, locked in some profits, leaving your runner on the table now for that move. Well done. Great trading. See, trading doesn't need to be that hard. The hardest thing is being patient, right? You had to be patient. How many times today did I say, don't want to get short down here at the IB low? Right, because they might protect this. Once they trapped here, this was the SMT, shift up, this was the easiest buy. If you missed this buy, this was your easy buy for rotation up. All called ahead of time on stream with thesis. Rather than taking it and then telling you, I'm telling you what I think will happen and profit targets, and that's how you need to think. I won't be on stream forever, so you've just got to Remember what you're looking for. The same patterns will turn up every single day, right? The market can be predictable if you're just patient and wait. No worries, Tyson. Great work, great work. Love seeing you guys win in chat. I love it. Fills my cup. I guarantee you there's lots of other channels who would have been short down here getting stuck, right? Obsessed with getting this move. Really important that you're watching like the VIX and the ES at the same time. It will give you edge, all right? I promise you it will give you edge. You'll be able to time things well. Once ES hit, we called it and we showed it. Once it hit that white line and did the closure of the gap and VIX started trending down, you knew that the market probably wanted to give a relief move to the upside. Scotty, Foster Scott talked about the VIX in chat for you. Chris Thorne, wait, I won't be on stream forever. What the hell am I going to do? I mean, I'll be here for quite a long time, I'm sure, but there'll be days when I'm not here is what I'm saying. Like Monday next week, I won't be here. You might get a really good trading day. So just remember what I'm teaching each day. Or join the community, you know. Join the community. I'm sure there are people in Discord that can help you. You guys will all get better together. You can all call trades out together, look after each other, become a team. Best way. Trading Wizard, what do I think is the most fun place to live in Europe? Fun place? That's a good question. I like the east coast of Spain, places like Barcelona, because it's culturally is very rich in culture. You've got amazing architecture, you've got good clubs. You're a short flight or ferry away to like Ibiza and the Balearic Islands, and then in the winter you're really close to like the Pyrenees and the Alps, so you've got really good snowboarding right in your doorstep. So somewhere on that coast I think is good fun. Somewhere it's culturally rich, has good architecture, good food, good buzz to the city. I might be here on Monday, Matt. I don't know yet. I'm going to book my flights today for the Grand Prix, so I'll let you know. I'm up just under $2,000 this morning. South Cat Dad could be up a lot more, but as I talked to everyone on stream, I woke up this morning down over $1,000 on one account for a trade that for some reason Ninja decided it was going to make by itself. So I'm waiting for an answer from Apex to get that money back, but I'm up 2,000 on the day no matter what. So I haven't really traded since because I felt pretty tilty today. Yeah, Tim V, the last module, the second last module on the course. Oh, that's you that just purchased it, right? I will, as soon as I get off stream, do you know what? I'll just do it on my phone now because I see you've just emailed me. Bear with me, my friend. Foster Scott, look at that trade you just posted in Discord. Love it. Love to see it, mate. You are on absolute fire right now. No worries, just replied to you. Milan, I didn't really like Milan body bag. I found it really industrial. Other than Duomo, I spent quite a fair bit of time there. Other than Duomo, which I think was beautiful, I found Milan really industrial, and it's a shame that they got rid of all the canals and stuff. I think that could have been a beautiful city if they'd left all those ancient canals in rather than the motorways. James Huxley, 10 o'clock market time every day, or just before 10 o'clock market time. I tend not to trade the first 5 to 15 minutes of the open, and I'll tell my team what I'm looking for night before and morning in Discord, but 10 o'clock market time on stream. New York time, 10 a.m. New York time. So what are you, you're 6 hours in front of that. So back testing here, VWAP, notice where we traded into, the lower time frame algo, all right, which is why it's always a profit target. Above this sweep, lower time frame algo, back test VWAP. The question is now, can it flag and go again and hunt this? That would be the next leg up. Same back test on ES right now. ES also back testing VWAP. Structure wise, breakout, retest, breakout. Looks like a double here, so maybe it pulls deeper before going again if it can go, and then it's going to target into 500/504. It's what you're looking for right now. New low day on VIX, looking very, very good. So we have a pre-market wick on VIX down to 1888. So maybe it trades down there. That will open the door for upside here. So far, every single pullback, remember this pullback, has held where we broke out from. Just classic S&R. Very, very simple support and resistance. Breakout, retest, right? Breakout, retest, breakout, retest. Rinse and repeat over and over again. Get yourself paid. Don't FOMO into this now and chase it late. Okay, don't chase it late. We're repricing this imbalance right here. So the easy trade has gone. The best trade locations in the easy trade has gone. You need to wait now. All right, if it's going to fill this cup now, to wait, see if it does this here or above it here for a rotation back up. Do not chase this late. It's starting to get extended from the flow zones now because shorts are well and truly, basically, right, they chased the lows like we talked about. So again, having rules are important. Having rules on the initial balance. Where don't we short? We do not short down here, and we do not long up here. We can long above on holds and we can short below on holds, but we don't short at those levels or long at those levels because it's an easy way to get yourself in trouble. These guys right here are the fuel right now for making us go up. Then these guys for this current move, and this guy right here will be the fuel to get all the way up here. So stops are our fuel in the market. Remember, higher time frame, all we've done is a pullback, okay, especially on the ES. Never forget where we are in higher time frame. Do you want to be short into pullback areas where we held? No. So right now we can price all the way up to 510-ish, 500 to 510. That's the top of value area high. It's also this order block where we broke down from. Nice and simple. Keep it simple. Finally, the last few days have provided some decent trading opportunities for us. $71 of you watching. That is a new record for me. Thanks so much for joining. Drop me a like and subscribe if you can. Those who are new to the stream, this is what we took this morning, right? Short on here, this was actually in my Discord for a rotation down. This was a long back up, and then we waited and waited and waited, and then long triggers here, SNT, breakout, breakout, retest, flag, and now you just have to wait. You cannot chase this. All called ahead of time with thesis. That's the main thing I want to do on my stream, other than try and keep you guys green, is teach you the whys and hows so that you are prepared, so you can trade by yourself. If you want to learn more, that information up there, everything's down below in a link. If you want to check out the course, one-time fee, you get the flow zones with it for free, and you get access to the Discord for free. One-time free, code YouTube, $399. And if you want to check out the course and just see all the modules and the lessons first, just click through all the way to Teachable and it will show you everything that's in that course. Very thick course, a lot to go through there in that course. All right, people who have done it in stream, I'm sure will tell you all about it. Feel free to ask them questions, but 20 hours on demand, can keep going back to it as many times as you want. Beginner friendly, all the way up to very, very advanced stuff. I show you my whole playbook, everything that I'm looking for. But if you don't want to do the course, that's fine. Just hang out here with me every day. Check my YouTube. Tons of free education on my YouTube for you. Tons and tons and tons. I give away quite a lot of edge. So, new flag. Eva, how do I find the stops? Two ways. Where we have clear pivots, all right, these are pivots. See where you have flat top, flat top, flat top. Here, see this level here, 1, 2, 3 wicks here. This is why we broke out, squeeze, back test them. The reason we hold here is these sellers who do not stop out when we come back, this gives them a reason to get out break even. Then you get a classic change of character and a move up. The other way I do it is by looking at the liquidity on Bookmap. All right, so I have Bookmap right down here. So we're coming into congestion area. So we basically have sellers right now, all the way from 77 to 92. Right, the biggest buyer on the tape right now is right down at 420. So he's at this, around this high time frame algo, where we had this last dip. Remember, this can be trendline liquidity. If they want to be nasty, they'll come and wash it and then go again. We talk about this all the time. This can be trendline liquidity. When did we last see trendline liquidity get washed easily? I'll show you when. Overnight. Look at this, trendline liquidity never gets checked. They get absolutely smacked because there's no real good structure here or trap to go up. When it's really smooth and obvious like that, it's very easy to come and wash them out. So just be careful with that building here. This building here, right? Going to get rid of this now because we don't need it. But so far, every pullback is low volume, which is what you want to see for continuation trades to the upside. You want low volume pullbacks, and when the buys come in, you want volume spike. This buy comes in, volume spike. Low volume pullback, you want to see buys come in with volume spikes. Body bag, 10-minute chart I use on the VIX. The reason why, I don't want to watch it tick for tick. I want to just see what it's doing on a medium time frame and what the momentum on that VIX is doing. So 10-minute allows me to zoom out, allows me to see, you know, where the bigger pivots are, what the moves have been, and it seems to respect my flow zones really well on a 10-minute chart. Yeah, Lebisque, I saw your comment last night, actually. I meant to reply to that. Make sure, because I saw you wanted to add the flow zones. The last, bear with me one second. My wife going to work. The last module in the course now has the updated flow zones. So there's 2 different sets of flow zones, or in Discord, if you go to, I think it's in TradingView or flow zone tab, I'll double check in a minute, you have access to both sets. Make sure you get the right ones, because that video was based on the triple sets. Obviously this one's a new one that has everything plugged into it, but both are available. Icebergs, yeah. Icebergs, I used to have a stop run indicator, but don't really need it. Honestly, you don't need anything on Bookmap other than just zooming out. You don't even need to zoom in too much. Just zoom out and see where the big orders are. That's all you really need. You can put a filter on it, or even if you're using just level 2, put a filter on and just look for the big orders. I used to do the same in small caps because it's too hard to run through everything. What you need to see is where the big players are. Yeah, exactly, Lebisque. Yeah, older video. But I still use that one for like the VIX here. See, I'm still using that one for the VIX. TradingView doesn't have anything similar to Bookmap. The closest thing would be if you have advanced level 2 data and you have the DOM open. But the problem is you won't be able to see enough. Yeah, so like on Bookmap right now, I can see like 300-400 points each side. There are other platforms. I'm trying to think what they were. Some of the actual data providers had their own platform. I don't think CME will for futures, but there are other platforms. But yeah, all Bookmap is a visual representation of the DOM. That's all it is. So rather than looking for the DOM and being like, oh, there's 100 order, on the Bookmap, I can see where that order is. The other nice thing about Bookmap is you can see when they lift the order. So if I have seen an order on a DOM, I might not seen like a guy's got 100 block and then he's pulled it away and put it back on and pulled it away. On Bookmap, it will show me on the heat map where someone's put it on and pulled it and put it back on and pulled it. And that can really help. There's a heat map on TradingView. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go, James Huxley. That's cool. Is that a new thing? I know they've recently added like quite a lot of stuff. Like they've got footprint charts now available on TradingView. I didn't know they had a heat map. I will check that out. Very cool. Captain, yes. Yeah, pretty similar. Like I teach in the same way as I teach here every day. The course is just very, very structured. Oh, it's a development dev indicator. How are they providing live data then, James? Probably can't provide live data on the book. So I'm guessing what that heat map is then is old orders. Let me have a look. What's it called? Just heat map. Do you know which one it is? Crypto Night heat map. This one. Oh, it's locked. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like it's old orders. Unless he's developed something that's quick enough to read the book as it's going, which would be really impressive if he's been able to do that. Not saying he's not able to do that. That would be really cool. But even for old orders, it's useful. But what's really good about Bookmap is you can see the new orders which are filled and unfilled. I might be wrong, James. I might be wrong. Like he might have found a way of coding that. If he can code that, like it's really impressive if he can. Really, really cool. But I'll do some digging into it. So we're still basing above here VWAP on the ES, all right? ES is doing like a 10-minute pullback to VWAP. Qs look very, very strong here, don't they? This flag looks like it just wants to go, but you will need to see a stop run of this level. Starting to sort of taper out here, so we were going more aggressive, we're going slightly more sideways. Need to see them pop that and then run straight up into that 50 kind of level. Sorry, 500, not 50, I'm talking about. So we filled this imbalance. Remember I said the imbalance on this candle you have to be aware of right here. So we filled this whole imbalance. Through this, we're going to flip this imbalance. Then I'd expect 96 and then 505. Especially if ES joins the party. Yeah, the later modules, yeah. The course is basically built so that you do everything in order. So like if you're brand new to it, you start from nothing. It's just going to explain you very basic principles. You know, what stocks are, what a market is, what an order is, different types of orders, how the market moves. You know, even things like, I don't know, go over like float, PE ratio, all these stuff. and then it picks up and becomes far more focused on technical analysis later on. But I think if you don't understand the basics of a market, it can make it really hard to put everything together. Lots of people just jump straight in with technical analysis without any understanding of what a market is. And they don't even understand that all this right now is doing is an auction. This is a market. It's no different to going into a shop and deciding whether something's on sale or something's too expensive and you're not going to buy it. This is just a visual representation of that. Effectively this morning, what happened is we went, yeah, this is too expensive. I don't want to buy this now. And then we went, oh, this is good value. I'm going to buy this now. And at some point, we're going to get an agreement between buyers and sellers that it's fair value, and then we're going to stop moving. That's all price action is showing you, really. When you really break it down, that's what it's showing you. So VIX still underneath, just for now, that key level of 1920. I'm going to zoom out on this VIX and see where we can go to. We've got that hourly wick down to 1887. Through that opens the gate to 1850. And through that we get into a very old demand block, which I'm going to put in right now. So a wick at 1777 and the demand block more like 1740 to a low of 1661. VIX does look like it's putting in a giant head and shoulders on an hourly chart. If it starts to do that, the market has real good upside potential. If we can start trading into the low teens again on the VIX over the next few weeks, market should go into a really nice steady buy pattern. If it does that, I actually expect Qs to make new highs, which I didn't think would be happening this year, but it has been very resilient, this market. What's my typical position size money-wise? It really depends on the trade and the target. I don't really like risking more than $200 per account per trade on Apex. On Top Step, I'm willing to risk far more. I'm normally looking for bigger moves and scaling in. But normally far, far less. Really, it depends on the trade. Really depends on the trade and what I'm looking at. But I like using between 3 to 12 micros. Scaling in and scaling out. Don't think you need more than that on a 50k account. Even 1 micro can get you paid. Like I always talk about, if you took 1 micro short this morning, even if you took it late off this sell signal, down to here, it's 150 points. That 1 micro would have got you $300. You do that across 20 accounts, that's 6 grand for 1 micro. So 5 minutes until lunch. Classic initial balance day so far. Classic initial balance day. Oh, no, there we go. What is going on here? Can't even do it inside it. What is going on? Trading view on a wobbly. Let's do another line. See if we can do it with this. That one can do it. Oh. All right, that's what it's aiming for. flag looks really, really good to start playing out now, especially on ES, looks good. Still no reply from Apex. I think that's shocking. Oh, I'm lying. I've got a reply. Let's see what they say. Complete deniability. We're sorry to hear that you're having data or platform issues. There are no official widespread reports of an outage from Rhythmic or TRADEIFY timeframe during those periods. It's likely that it may be local to your machine. No one said there was an outage, said there was a bug. Here are some tips. Did you even watch the video? I'm going to reply. What a terrible service. If they don't do something about it, I'll make my video public. Make them look very stupid. Foster Scott, beautiful. Yeah, it was a copy and paste answer. That's what I've just said for them. Watch the video. Don't give me a bog standard answer. Watch the video. Reply to me with some courtesy, please. So very close to the target, like we just talked about. It's about to take that liquidity. ES still has a way to go. Still has a way to go. I'm going to delete this now because that, I think, has tagged it. Double top here. No way. Come on, you're going to take that. For sure you're going to take it. There you go. There. Taking it now. So it's taken the stops out there. So the high probability trade, like we talked about, has gone. All right. So everyone who called that long, you are long from here, long from here, long from here. Beautiful work. Now you have to wait. Do we create a handle, ideally above, and then a squeeze up? The trouble here is ES still hasn't taken that liquidity, so it can go on an absolute tear here if they've really trapped the shorts. Again, what is a typical rotation day? We talk about it on stream every day. IB low to VWAP. If it reclaims VWAP, IB high, all the way up here. Remember, this is thin structure. Easy to get through this. Only thing I would say is on an hourly chart, make sure you're looking at hourly chart, you're coming up and filling this imbalance, all right? So on the hourly chart, this is a big level we're into now. Bottom of this wick, 510 to 516. Through that, you would expect it to come and take out 560-ish. All right, so no new longs here for now. The best long locations, they've been and gone, and we got them. Persistent pays, great work. Let me know if you got this long. Hopefully you got this long. Even if you didn't get it long, hopefully you understand why we all took it long. So, lots of you, look like lots of you got it long. I think we've just hit Tyson's target as well. So Tyson should be massive green on the day. Abyss caught some. Persistence got it. Baseman got it. Marek got it. Matt, red to green on the day, and you're done. Great work. Great work on stream. See how simple it is? See how simple trading is. Let one side get trapped, buy signal, hold the first pullback, and then we just rotate up and we take profit into targets. That's simple. Then we hold runners. Extending hard now, isn't it? Target met. Yeah, beautiful. Foster Scott. Another day watching you absolutely nail flags off the flow zones, locking in profits. I've lost count now, bud, since you joined the team, how many you've nailed. So happy to see that. Great days trading today. Really nice price action. I love days like this where we get big moves into key levels, trap people, and can rotate it out the other way. Really, really nice. So ES, I'm just going to check. ES has now taken its liquidity high as well. All right, so it hasn't filled the whole imbalance, but it has taken its liquidity high on ES. Capped, you got some of it on M&Q, but MES went too fast to move out of my runners. Oh, that's all right. Marek got 125 points out this move. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bit better than those streams giving you 5-10 point winners, eh? 125 points. It's really good work. So we've taken that liquidity. We might expect a pullback now into somewhere like this, where we broke out from. We can also do a recent fib from this breakout to here. If it flags, if it does 50%, if it does deep pullback basically into the base of it. I'm also going to do it from the pin low. Yeah. Deeper better right now. You're heavily extended from these flow zones right now. Can't be longing up here, asking for trouble. Like I said, runners from this point was all you could do. I cannot believe that reply from Apex. Not even have the courtesy to watch the video. At no point have I suggested that there was a data freeze or anything like that, but there's clearly a problem between them and our trader. It's fortunate that I'm only down small on that account now because I've won so many times today, but really, really disappointed. Imagine I'd come to my screens today and they were all linked and I was down like 14 grand. Yeah, Foster, just see your Discord. Great trade setups today. Really nice. Super clean. Probably done for the day. Coming into lunch, the easy move's gone. If we look at that higher time frame chart, we've gone from multi-time frame demand, this box held, we've come back into where we failed from. This was the imbalance, this was the high probability move, was a rotation from here to here. Now we might want to trade back down towards here and see if we're going to build out or if we're going to leg down later in the week. Right now, momentum feels very much to the upside here, especially watching the VIX the last few sessions. Today you had an order not fill. I don't know what it is, and maybe some of you know. I've had it multiple times where it's like it leaves an order or it says that I'm in a trade on Ninja when I'm not. So there's nothing on my dashboard, nothing like that, but it says I'm in the trade. I feel like something like that happened, but it actually got me in the trade. I have no idea how. There is no order on the book. Like there's nothing on the book at all. I'm just glad the damage isn't too bad, but it's frustrating to say the least. So flow zone's still holding there, still holding, didn't even come deep. I wouldn't be touching this long right now, even though the rotation upside feels good. Really what we just did is test this level here. Right, so maybe if it's going to build here, it's going to want this, but they're high probability trades gone. These are riskier trades now, bidding up here for these fills. The really good ones were down here. These were all really good. Even this is a bit harder. So you're more risk on now if you're taking this trade, because you've already done a giant mood. I didn't check Rhythmic when it was happening because I don't know when it happened. So my Rhythmic was off, my Ninja Trader was down, nothing was open overnight. I came to my screens, I opened the screens and it said I was down $900. So it said I was in a short position. I pressed Control E to see where it got me in. It didn't show me. There's no evidence that it got me into the position at all. Ninja Trader has limits on API calls, too many calls, and there is a problem with the synchronization. Maybe it's that. It's odd that it didn't show me a fill though. There's literally no fill. There's nothing on my screen to show that it's executed me into an order. So it's got me in an order while everything's off overnight. Could have been catastrophic. You know, it literally could have been catastrophic. Yeah, complete ghost position. If you go in Discord, mate, and scroll up, you'll see I posted it. But I've done an actual video, so I'm really hope they give me the response I want, because right now they owe me some money. Yeah, I'm just very, very lucky that they hadn't. It for some reason it didn't do it on my lead account, which is good. I think what also happens is, I don't know if you ever had it where you try and fill a limit or you move your stop up and it doesn't fill it on all the accounts and then you get those error messages. I wonder if it's something like that. But again, where it's filled me in for a short is nowhere near any price action yesterday. So it's really bizarre. James Huxley. I love that word. I haven't used that for ages. Absolute slag. Yeah. So this is why we don't long up here. All right, we're extended up here. Easy trade's gone. Even if it goes higher, it's almost better to let it go higher without you, unless it does some form of trap, right? Traps into here, reclaims and goes, and you know more shorts are stuck. But I would say most of the shorts got blown out in this move here, all right? They got blown out in that move. I can tell which of you are English and which aren't. Love that word. I haven't used it for so long. Even like wanker. I love wanker. They don't use that here either. You can do that at anyone here and they don't understand it. It's brilliant. Yeah, but Foster Scott, exactly. When you've got momentum and you've got one side trapped, the flags make it so easy, don't they? So easy. Especially when you know where it wants to draw. I think always the key thing in the market is where does it want to draw? So once we pivoted above this, all right, and it failed to take this out, and ES had already done the gap closure, so ES had already traded down there. This was your change of character, flow zones change. Where are the easy draws on liquidity? Stops here and stops here. So it's obvious at this point, okay, well, if I can get a flag long, we're going to take this out. If I can get a flag long above this, we're going to take this out. We know where the stops are, so we just trade to those levels. Once we take the liquidity, that's been the tough thing the last few sessions, I'd say, when we have those really big moves fast. Once all the liquidity is taken, the levels are gone, you've kind of got nothing to trade towards them. So right now, like, what I would worry about is, like, we've got sort of trendline liquidity here. The obvious level to go back to would be these highs, but like I said, on the H1, we've traded into this block, right? So this is supply, this up close is basically supply. So if you did it, it would look like this, right? We've traded into this level. And then extension above it would be the next level. So we might want to come and check this level here, 62, right? Fill down to here, maybe even down to POC before we do anything else. It might want to do this and then maybe this, we don't know. And then if we get above that, that move, and this stop run opens the gate to all-time highs in my opinion. So you can see major pullback here, like we talked about. Once we take the liquidity, you can't be thinking about longing up there. You're just asking for trouble. That's why you mustn't FOMO in. Where is the structure? Where did we last find buyers? It's down here. So even if you're thinking about a buy, you need to see a bullish reaction here or a trap pattern or something. The easy liquidity has gone. Matt, congratulations. Yeah, well done. Getting green on the day. Learning English as you go. Yeah. I probably use so much slang I don't realise as well. But like, good work, team. Great work, everyone at green. Great work. Ibiza's fun, yeah, Ibiza's fun. It's really nice in the off season. It's actually a really, really beautiful island. I really like Mallorca. I got married in Mallorca, and I went there again this year with my family for a couple of weeks. I love Mallorca. So ES trading back into the old block, filling an old imbalance. It still has view up underneath it. Yeah, no, thank you, Cat786, and thank you everyone who's contributing to the stream. You're very, very important. You know, you make this stream fun. You make me want to turn up. It's great to get into some winning trades together. We're on a nice little winning streak on the stream together. Do me a favor, smash that like button before you all shoot off for lunch and get about your day. If you've made money with me today or you learned something, smash the like button. Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. So you have a little bit of genuine selling here. This candle here would have me a little bit concerned. So once we had this blow off top, you see the volume ramp up here as they took the stops out. Pull back, low volume, and then this candle here was higher volume. Right here. So I'd be watching reactions into this level, but honestly, I think the high probability trade, at least for the morning session, has gone. Volume really now should just start to drip down unless we get some news in the market, or unless for some reason traders are going to hang around for lunch and try and run this all the way up. There's a good chance we just trade back into this kind of range here and then wait for the day to see if it offers a trap or a W for a return back up. Don't get caught. If it's finished, its objective, and it just wants to hang out towards here rest of the day, let it just do it. Don't become the liquidity. Don't let a green day go red. If you've traded well today, if you got this short or this short or this long or this long or this long or this long or this long, any of these, don't feel the need to look for another trade. Don't give back to the casino today. You've made your money. Go and enjoy your day. You do this as a career, or you're learning to do this as a career so that you don't have to sit somewhere for 9 to 5, right? And also your capital is important, not just your finance, your mental capital. We went over it yesterday. Looking at the tickers every day is exhausting. You are making decision after decision after decision very quickly based on candle structure. That is tiring, even if you don't recognize it. Your brain will need much more relief than most people sitting at a job, working in an office, working at a slow pace. You are using a lot of calories. So take the day off, right? If you've made your money, even if you've lost money, but you stuck to your process, even if you're on tilt like I was this morning, take the day off, come back tomorrow knowing that you've eaten well, slept well, you're hydrated, and we go again. Rinse, repeat, same thing every single day. Process, process, process. If you stay process based, you are going to make good money from the markets eventually. Man, you guys are very kind in chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Love having you guys here with me every day. It's been really fun. I never thought I'd enjoy streaming like this. I've never done it before until, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago. I really enjoy it. All right, let's wrap up there then, team. You're all green. We've had some words of wisdom. We've all done really nicely today. Well done, everyone. Those in Discord, I'll probably pop in there later today. I'm going to have a bit of a break now. I've got a few calls I need to get on. Trade safe. You know the score by now. Don't chase the market. Use hard stops. You're always at the mercy of the market. Use hard stops. I'll be back same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. Have a fantastic day. Peace.